Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Mousy, and we are in my forever world working on another project today. So, today we find ourselves in our, I guess you could call it dye village, where the goal of this area is basically to have a region of the world where we mass produce certain dyes and kind of send it out to the rest of the world. So, this little civilization, this little town is just starting out. But the goal eventually is with this one area to produce the vast majority of the dye needs that we would ever need. So that's including rocket supplies, that's including banners, colored blocks, anything, you name it. If it's color related, we can produce it here. So we're going to get right into it. We're still building it up. This is a new project. We already have the main work building over here. So this is going to be housing my temporary storage while we get everything settled in. And then, of course, we need a wheat farm to feed all these animals around here, especially the sheep. Now, something unique I did bring over to this area is a while back I had found a mushroom biome. So I decided to bring over some mushroom cows over to this region and kind of make this the area, more accessible area where we have them housed. And we're going to farm them here. So we're going to find a good use for them, just have a little population of them. It took forever to get these guys here through the nether portals, but we did it. And so here, this is really the main area. So we have our little farms going to start getting dyes. The reason we have beetroot is because that gives us red dyes. The reason we have cocoa beans is for the brown dyes. And then this is our first little sheep pen. But we are going to be starting over here some more sheep pens, and each one is going to be colored of a different one of the 16 colors we have in Minecraft. Of course, we've got a cactus farm going. That's going to be expanded in a little bit. And yeah, let's get to it. The first order of business is just going to be updating these farms, replanting, getting more sheep, getting more mushroom cows. And then later today, we are going to be building a lot of the new infrastructure that's going to go in this area. And I also want to get started on some of the machines that we're going to be making to produce flowers. So I'm going to have to make an auto flower farm because I know a lot of the dyes are going to come from that. That looks cool. Nice. Gotta do some resource collecting. Gotta get some andesite for the builds. Alright, so right now, this is my progress on my new sniffer farm. So essentially how sniffers work is once in a while, they're going to dig up stuff out of the ground and they're going to drop those items. So right now I'm setting up a rail system that with a hopper minecart that picks up everything the sniffers drop. And then we're going to funnel it all into a chest system. And then this is going to be how we can farm for torch flowers so we can get orange dye. So I'm going to come back here when we have more progress on the sniffer farm, and then we'll bring them over from a different part of this world. So in this tower, we have our redstone circuit, which essentially collects all the items in the minecart hopper. And every few minutes with the redstone clock up here, it releases the minecart again so that it's not constantly running. That way you risk a little bit less than Minecraft getting stuck because of chunk loading or anything like that. So right here you can see it's stuck, and then it's unloading, and then eventually the clock will turn on and it'll allow it to continue. Then later I'm just going to cover up the rails with some dirt or maybe podzol, and we can bring the sniffers over and we'll be set. And I am going to decorate this tower a little bit, make it a little more aesthetic. Maybe I could make it look like a clock tower. We'll see. Okay, we've got the tower going, and we've also put in all the podzol. So now hopefully I should be back with the... Let's get the sniffers in first, and then later I'm going to have to finish the tower. And then these walls are going to change because this is not it. So we're gonna make this aesthetic. We're gonna come in and use a black palette. We're gonna make it textured, and we're also gonna have to connect it up to the rest of the town. Let's get to it. Oh geez, okay, so that took way longer than I want to admit, but finally they're all in the pen. Let's get texturing. Okay, that's looking much better now. I like it. We can roll with this for sure. Okay, so we finally got the tower done. So right over here, I think this grass around here is a little too flat, so I am going to have to do something about it. Okay, this is a good starter decoration just for now, just to get the area a little bit more finished looking. At some point I am going to come around and make it look more even, especially when we connect it back to the rest of the town. But I'm really liking the vibe of the tower with the farm right next to it. Yeah, this definitely looks exactly how I want it to. Excellent. Now, back in this area, to expand the sheep farms, I am going to have to bring down some of these trees. So I'm thinking we definitely want to cut the trees down into this little valley. Let's get an aerial view. So check it out, right? So the village kind of sits in this valley right here. And we're surrounded by these beautiful mountains. I'm thinking right over there. Yeah, we're going to have to clear right into here. And this area. Yeah, let's build right all the way up to the mountain. Okay, we're gonna surely, and we'll probably add more trees next to the mountain. Right around here. I think the hillside needs more trees right here. And that way we can have a better contrast between the civilization and the nature. All right, so we just finished up chopping down a lot of trees. Let's take a landing right here. Whoop. Oh, okay. Well, that was precarious. Okay. Wow, we just cleared out that whole area. So we're going to keep expanding the little sheep pens all around this area. It's going to be a mix of sheep pens and also dye making stations. So I definitely want to avoid having it just look like a bunch of squares. So I am going to mix in the different structures, and hopefully I'll have some be more square like this, more industrial, but I also want some farms to look a little bit more round, more irregular, because I've been trying lately in Minecraft to make less straight lines because I've noticed that really helps with the aesthetics of the build quality. So we're going to try and not stick to a grid this time. So I think we can also later expand into these trees, especially because over there, that's where we have our mushrooms. And then some of these trees will stay, but this is where the sniffers are. So the sniffers are right back there, and then we'll chop down some of these, and then we'll start expanding here. But I think this is all going to be left for a later episode. So this has been really productive, however. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm looking forward to continuing the series. And if you haven't yet, please like, please subscribe, leave a comment, and I hope to see you soon. Later.